Hey everybody, welcome to some RimWorld with your host as always, Mah-Dry-Bread. This is beta 19. However, the game's releasing in a few days, and they tie-in says that the save files are going to work with the full release, and it's just going to be bug fixes in the main release and like a new food system. So I thought we may as well just get started now. For any of you who are finding my channel through this, we are live streaming this, going to be naming all the colonists after people in the chat. You can see the chat on screen, so you can watch them all cry in agony as their people get tortured, because welcome to RimWorld. Things like that happen. And also, if you're watching this like a week in the future from when it releases on YouTube, I will have made a 7 tips to improve at RimWorld video, which I will have linked in the description or the comments or something like that, but I should have it done by like a week after this video hits YouTube, somewhere around then. I've been working on it for a while. So yeah. Mushroom says, I can't wait to die in this series too. I think you have died multiple times in old RimWorld files before. Anyway, there's a lot of new stuff in this, which is pretty cool. Lots of less incredibly major things, but substantive things. I think it was a good update. So, fuck it, let's get started. Let's just go really basic. Crash landed, no mods. We're gonna go Cassandra Classic, so you know, it ramps. But you know, if you have like major setbacks, then the game might play easier on you or harder on you if you're doing really well. Really, a lot of the difficulty is based around the wealth of the map. That's kind of how the game looks at raising and lowering difficulties. One of the biggest factors, at least, which I believe I actually make a tip about in that video, because that's a mechanic a lot of people don't know. We'll go on rough difficulty, which is the second hardest. I always found this to be kind of like, it feels like the standard difficulty to me. Like, there's a medium difficulty, but like, I've been playing this game since very, very early versions, and it always felt like when he started making the new difficulties, rough felt like it was the old medium. So we're gonna go on rough. We're not gonna be on reload every time, or any time mode. We're gonna go commitment mode, which is Ironman save. You can't save scum. You can't reload old saves. It saves when it quits, and I believe it like auto saves over the same thing over and over, so you can't just like Alt F4 to reload a bad encounter. So tragedies may occur. In fact, I can pretty much promise that they will occur. Global coverage 30% is fine. You barely ever travel in this game, honestly. In fact, I barely ever travel in this game. Everybody get pumped. I hope tragedy occurs, says Conk Dunk. It will. It's RimWorld. All right, so this is a continent we got. I do like now that if you lower the world coverage, I can do that, yeah. If you lower the world coverage, it just makes the continent smaller rather than making a weird cutoff on the planet. I'm happy they did that. It was very minor, but it's something. Okay, so this is the world that we're in here. Let's start looking for a place we want to be. So with this update, one of the things they did is you can build like bridges over water, which kind of incentivizes settling on a river, because now you can also get hydropower through like a water wheel, which is very cool. A little bit hard to defend, but very cool. And I want to show that off just because it's new. So we'll do that. Well, thanks for the 8-month resub, Taco Man. Playing with mods or no? No mods. Okay, so I want to be on a river somewhere to show that off to you. I probably can't settle right there because it's so incredibly close to that tribe that they'll get angry, and I don't want to do that. An intersection of a road and a river is always fun. It's very good for caravans and travel, which I don't do much of. I rarely do the caravans because I've had such shit luck with getting annihilated while my caravan was out, but maybe we'll do it. I'm not making promises. I'm actually kind of cool with right here. Seems like it might be interesting. Ancient asphalt road, which you move on very quickly. The average temperature is 4 Celsius to 30 Celsius, so we can grow most of the time, I believe. These menus might be a little bit small for you just because my monitor's resolution is really big. I'm gonna turn up the UI scaling for you guys in a minute. It's less that I have an overlay and more that the UI scaling in the game by default is really small. I'm gonna turn that up for you so that you can see it better, because it's probably hard to see. I know like half of you watch on phones, and this must be illegible, so I'll turn it up. I just need to get into the game so I can do that. Yep, river type river. Just making sure that that does in fact count as a river tile. Granite, marble, and sandstone. I'm happy with those rocks. It doesn't have slate, but that's fine. Granite is really good for walls. Marble is beautiful for making statues. And sandstone is just, it's fine. It's quicker to work with out of rocks, I believe, and has a decent beauty bonus. And slate is, I believe it's the highest health one if you're making walls out of it, but granite is great too, so it really doesn't matter. There are berries, there's rainfall. Growing period is pretty much the whole year, which is really solid. Average temperature, 17 Celsius. This seems like a very, yeah, animals can graze. This seems like a really reliable place. Temperate forest is kind of like easy mode area, but this will be on a river and a road, so I can show you a lot of new stuff, and that's mostly why we're picking here. That and rough difficulty, so you never know. False. Slate is the worst rock, period. Well, I misremembered. Thank you for the correction. I think we're cool with this. All right, so this is also the new character create thing. It's nice because you don't need to just mash randomized as much. You have like a bunch of people here and you pick 3 of them. And down here it says team skills, so you can see the best you have on your team of every single skill. Incredibly useful for this beginning part. So yeah, you're gonna be the biggest trade hub. You'll grow a great empire. Let's hope. All right, before we go naming anybody though, we gotta figure out who we want on our team. So let's figure out skill-wise what we can get here. We definitely need somebody who's a good medic. So it looks like our medical person here would be, okay, we literally have a paramedic. The paramedic is a pyromaniac, which is scary when they have mood issues. They're an undergrounder, so they don't get cabin fever. That's fine. Can't fight fire, but that's the only thing they're incapable of, so they're versatile. That's nice. They're pretty young, actually. Really young for that high of skill. So I don't need to go worrying about, like, cataracts and stuff and whatever. They have a passion for a lot of things, so they'll learn a lot of skills. This is actually a really good character. I'm definitely keeping that one. We want somebody who's good with plants. Okay, we need someone who's really good with construction, because I want to be making good quality furniture and everything. It really pays off in the long run. So who here is good at construction? Not really anybody. Our best one is this, and it's only 5 with a interest in it. That's not great. Wow, 50 fucking 1 of you. Jesus. Didn't think that many people would want to watch me play RimWorld right now. Okay. I didn't even, like, announce this ahead of time. Yeah, we don't really have any lucky people on construction. I guess we'll take this person, the rocket engineer. They're also good at intellectual, and you need somebody who can study. So who here sucks? I mean, this person's basically just getting replaced. So we'll do that. And our last person here is good with plants and mining. I do want somebody who's good with plants. Having a proper farmer is really important. What else are we lacking, though? Well, we're lacking cooking. We have nobody who is a decent shot. And that sucks. All the other major skills, though, we have at least interest in. We don't necessarily have somebody good with animals, though, do we? We have someone with an interest, although they're not very good by default with it. Do we have anybody down here who's good with farming who would be a better replacement? No, which is a shame because Fox here is a great shot and great at cooking, but we'd have nobody good with plants, would we? Oh no, never mind. Actually, our paramedic is good with plants as well. Not as good, but still good. And we don't need anyone who's amazing at mining. I think I'd actually rather have 17, Jesus. Oh, energy researcher, no wonder. I think I'd actually rather have, what was it? Fox, yeah. Who has really good shooting and an interest in shooting. So we have someone combat effective, as well as a huge passion in cooking and quite talented at cooking. Decent medic, no passion for, but decent medic, which is a good backup in case our doctor's hurt. And only incapable of doing art, so they can do like manual labor and stuff if they need to. Thanks for the 5-month resub, Incinerator. Can you name one of them after me, please? I'm sorry, it wouldn't be fair. I need to just, first people I see in the chat when I'm getting ready to name people. So first, let's go over who the people are. Right, so first we have our paramedic. Childhood, cave world tender, grew up in a cave complex deep beneath the surface, which explains why they're an undergrounder. As an adult, they were a paramedic. So bad at shooting, good at medical. We have a rocket engineer who is a slave farmer, so they can't hunt. That kind of sucks. They can't hunt. It looks like they're actually incapable of violence in general, so they can't fight. Oh, they're good with plants. And a rocket engineer. Not good at cooking, medical, or social, but very smart, better at mining, better at construction. Transhumanist, which means that they really want artificial body parts, which is easier to do now than it used to be, which is very cool. And they're nimble, which is melee dodge chance up by quite a bit. I mean, she's not going to be getting at any melee fights. She's incapable of violent action, so she can't fight. So if someone tries to throw a punch at her, she might duck it. Not really the most useful thing for her. And we have a childhood backstory, child spy, bad at intellectual, good at shooting, and as an adult, a defector, also bad at social, good at medical and shooting, capable of artistic. And they're a misandrist, they hate men. Well, we have an all-female team right now, so at least there's that, and a gourmand. So this sucks. They're good at cooking. However, hunger rate multiplier, yeah. Get hungry quickly. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, and do you have transhumanist nimble? Yeah. Okay. I'm actually pretty happy with this team. So first names I see in chat are mushrooms. So we have eating all the mushrooms. We have conk donk. And we have marinary. Marinary. Gotta make sure I spelled that right. There we go. We got mushrooms, conk donk, and marinary as our opening team here. Mushrooms, you're an undergrounder, you are a great doctor, and you're probably gonna be tending to the gardens. You also like starting fires, which you better not do in the garden. Conk donk, you're a rocket engineer. You're intelligent and good at construction, and but you can't fight. You're nimble and you want robo parts. And marinary, you hate men and you love eating. But thankfully, you're also good at cooking and really good at shooting people, which I'm not sure I'm okay with you hating men and being really good at shooting people. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us. All right, let's do it. All right. Shrooms is always cursed to be in RimWorld. I know, I don't know what her fucking luck is with always being in the RimWorld playthroughs. But she was the most recent person who typed when I looked over. It's what I saw. All right, let's land everybody. And let's pause for a little while. So first of all, I gotta turn up the UI scaling for you guys. Ooh, that looks weird on my monitor, but it probably looks good for you guys. Maybe that's even a little too big. That looks reasonably natural. I put the menus up, they look like this. Like this is what the menus look like. Hey, world, that loads like instantly now. That used to take a second to load. It looks like they optimized that a little bit. That's cool. Oh, because that's what the menus look like? You think I wanna, EVJ says make it a little bigger? Sorry, it just doesn't scale properly for me, but I know like none of you are watching on a 440p monitor, so I want to make it look better for you guys than it looks for me, you know? This is looking good for you guys? This is fine? Fun fact here, RimWorld was the first ever MDB stream I watched back in 2015, and I'm still here. That's awesome. Yeah, you've been around forever. You came around from the old creepypasta days. So, first of all, we're going to stay paused for a little while while we plan things out. The first thing we need to do is we need to tell everybody to get their weapons. So, okay. Conk donk, you can't fight at all, so we're not even gonna have you hold a weapon. Marinary, you're an amazing shot. You're taking the bolt action rifle. And mushrooms, you have a passion for melee fighting. You're not super good at it yet, but it means you'll gain skill at it quickly, and you're a terrible shot, so we'll give you the plasteel knife. Plasteel being like a really solid material. It's a very expensive and rare-ish material, but it's light and it's very strong. So you'll take that plasteel knife. I'd like to make you like a sword at some point. And you can make better body armor now than you used to be able to, which is nice. Okay, so first of all, we're going to let them know that they can use the meals. They can pick up the money, the parts for construction, the medical stuff, the body armor, all the steel and the wood. Just make sure that they're aware that they can use that for building. And let's take a look at our map a little bit. I think I want to be near the river. Okay, so there's already a bridge over there, but we can make, it's not a very good bridge. We can make bridges really easily. Ancient lamppost, I've never seen that before, that's cool. We can make bridges really easily. There's a little bit of natural shelter in there, that's interesting. There is a steam geyser vent there, we might be using that. By the way, check this out, wildlife menu, you can just mark things for hunting in here. This menu is so fucking useful compared to hunting around on the map every day looking to see if any new things to hunt walked into view. Oh my god, it is so much better. Unbelievable. How old is RimWorld? I mean, if we're talking like super early open beta buy it days or open alpha, then I'm talking like 5 years. I've probably been playing this for 4 or 5 years. But if we're talking like release date's in a few days. Like full on game is complete release date. But this game is so good. There's a reason it's got 10 out of 10 stars on Steam. It's overwhelmingly positive reviews. This is one of the best modern games out there. Yeah, there's actually a lot of mechanics in this game, Taco Man, that were just really popular mods. And so Tynan Sylvester, the creator, was like, that's a really great idea. I'll put that in the game. Anyway, I think I might settle around here. I'm kind of digging this area because we have a lot of rich soil here, which is the dark soil. Things grow a lot faster there. Things that could grow anywhere, like potato, doesn't grow faster there. But we could grow like herbal medicine, corn, rice. Like we could grow some good stuff, cotton. We could grow a lot of good stuff up in here. It's along the river, which means that we can get a water wheel for really reliable electricity. Let's let them know that they can use that. We got some berry bushes up here. We have a steam geyser, so we can get geothermal power going in the future. A lot of berry bushes. Looks like animals are around. There's a lot of patches of, okay, well that's mud. Mud sucks. But we have a lot of patches of fertile, rich soil around here. So I'm kind of digging this area. I think we want to settle around here. Okay, so let's start to plan things out. Again, I like to start slow and really know what I'm doing going in. 52 viewers, not bad. Oh my god, it just went to 59. Cool. My stream's been taking a real dip in popularity for the last like 6 months or whatever. And like that, it's fine. It happens. So it's cool to see all you guys back again. Okay, so we're gonna set up our priorities. Always do manual priorities. The default, it's not that it's bad, it's that it's low effort to do manual ones, and manual ones is a lot better. So first of all, it's a really high priority that our doctor be doctoring. And Marinary, you're not quite as good of a doctor, so I'm literally gonna turn it off. I want Mushrooms doing the doctoring as much as possible, especially because Mushrooms has a passion, so she'll become a better doctor as she gets practice. Marinary, I'm only gonna tell you to do doctoring if Mushrooms is hurt, or if there's a real medical emergency and a lot of people need tending to at once. Even though Marinary is a talented doctor. Firefighting is a really high priority. If a fire starts, people need to wake up and immediately take care of it. Patient is for life-threatening stuff, so that's a really high priority. Non-doctor should immediately get into a bed if they have a life-threatening illness. Bed rest is if you have non-life-threatening. I'll keep that at 3 for now. Basics is stuff like releasing prisoners, flicking switches. I usually have that at 1, because it's stuff that you just do if you're near it, and it takes you a split second to do, so you may as well. Who's our best at social? That's a real weak point for us. Unfortunately, it's Conk Donk with a 3. No one has a passion for it, so he'll be our prison warden if we get prisoners. For animal handling, it's gonna be Mushrooms, because Mushrooms has a small passion for it, so she can start to learn to get better at it. Marinary, cooking is a high priority for you. You're gonna make sure that we always have properly cooked meals. I don't want people who suck at it to be cooking, or else we might get food poisoning, and food poisoning really sucks because then you throw up and you're like woozy and stuff. Hunting, Marinary can hunt because Marinary is a good shot. It's a little bit of a low priority right now. Construction is going to be done entirely by Conk Donk at a high priority so that all the stuff is being built by Conk Donk. Plant cutting, everybody can cut plants as a reasonably low priority, because you don't want people farming who aren't good with plants, but you can have people cutting trees that aren't good with plants. You might get less wood, you might cut it slower, but with growing nowadays, with the recent updates, cut plant is only if you give a cut plant order, whereas growing, they'll only harvest plants if they have the grow option. So they've separated those out. It works much better now. So growing is a very high priority for mushrooms, just making sure the farm is always planted and harvested on time so we always have a proper food and plant supply. Thanks for following 13 TV Online 13. Welcome to the flock. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Mining, that's one of those things anybody can do as a fairly low priority. It's if you've got nothing to do, you may as well. None of us are good at crafting, which really sucks. I'd like to get somebody better at it. For basic crafting, anybody can do that. That's like cutting stone into brick and stuff. For art, our best person at it is Kong Donk, who's awful at it, but at least it's something. I'm lowering the priority in these because they're so bad at it. Hauling and cleaning. You generally want at least one person early on who's hauling as a high priority and one who's cleaning as a high priority to keep people sane and keep things where it needs to be. Research, you have a passion for it and you're 6 at it, so Conk can actually get some passable research in. What is everybody else doing here? Mushrooms is a good candidate for doing some hauling. And marinery, you're always going to be around the base anyway, and you're going to be in the kitchen a lot, so we're going to have you also clean, because then you can mop up the blood in the kitchen from the butchering. Yeah, marinery is probably going to spend a lot of time around base or hunting, so they're probably a good candidate for cleaning as a higher priority. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this layout for jobs for now. General goal for the game, surviving and developing new shit. That's a big part of it, but there is a win condition. It's just very difficult. There's a couple win conditions, actually. Travel to a certain place and do a certain thing, and there's also blast off into space. But, you know, for the meat of the game is just developing and surviving in a harsh climate. Okay, so let's start to plan out some of our greater buildings here. I want a bridge right here at some point pretty early. And, oh, there's actually, like, an internal cove there. I'm actually gonna, just to see what it is early, I'm just gonna give them a small mining order there. Just because I'm curious. It's entirely possible that it's nothing. But we'll use a little bit of its wall for getting us indoors faster. So the first thing we want to do, let's start to make our little compound here. I don't want to build over that vent because, first of all, it kicks out a lot of heat, and second, we're going to use it for geothermal in the future. So let's just something really, really basic. Let's do something like that. This is going to be, let me think about this. Something like that. And then I want 3 that, yeah, I want 3 that way. So we don't need walling right there. Okay. Yeah, something more like this. In fact, we can just do that. So my rationale here, 3 spaces, that's enough for a kitchen unit, like a stove, and then right here 3 spaces, that's enough for a butcher table. And then there's a little slot right here we could put something to pretty up the environment, maybe like a lamp to give it some light to work in, or maybe a flower pot. In the future, maybe a statue that we've made, something to pretty up the room, because this is going to be where everybody eats, and I want the dining room to look nice. So the kitchen dining room area, you know, marinery is going to be working in there a lot. I want, if it's a place that everybody's going to be spending a lot of time in, I want it to look good so that they're not getting mood debuffs for being in there. Also, until we have some rooms set up for people to sleep in, this is going to be a place where you're going to sleep. So again, we want it to be fairly pretty, but early on, we're probably just going to get 1 building. So let's have doors there to go in and out. This will be a freezer, and so we're going to basically do the basic airlock thing, double door it so the heat's not coming in and out quickly. This has a lot of room to expand the freezer as we go. And in the future, how many tiles is this? This is 10, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. Yeah, we'll double door, and this will go out into what in the future will be going out into bedrooms, as well as a communal hall for like a pool table and like a general hangout, like a recreation room for them. That's a decent start so far. Remember to try and keep the kitchen area clean. Yeah, I think dirtiness can affect food poisoning chance. That is true, which is why it's sometimes popular to, when you have a lot of silver, start making sterilized tiles in the kitchen area. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub there, Decythe, 8 months in a row. I'm gonna have to come up with a 9-month, or is it 1 year? I don't remember if it's 9-month or 1 year is the next sub badge, but I'm gonna have to think of one. All right, we're gonna throw down some wood walls, but we're gonna build stone around this at some point for fire protection. That's something I'm really big on. But for the sake of getting like a room that we can sleep in early, this'll have to do. Okay. And we're also going to put pretty early orders to cut along there and then cut on the inside to get us some wood right there. And I'm probably gonna make a storeroom up here. So just preemptively we'll stockpile here. I'll just do something like that. We have a wall up there that we might incorporate later, or we might just take that wall down and repurpose some of the bricks. It's very quick to deconstruct. And we need a dumping stockpile just to dump rocks and stuff for later. We'll have a use for them later. We're gonna like make little barriers with them for defenses. But for now, just throw one right there, just so if they quickly need to throw a rock to the side, they can just carry it off over there. Not sure what's going on, but you're super excited anyway. It's one of those games where you don't necessarily need to know what's going on to have fun watching it. Because, you know, people from the chat's names are in the game. You can tell when stuff's intense. It's like XCOM, you know? Where you don't necessarily need to fully know what's going on to be emotionally invested. I get that with Dwarf Fortress, which, man, I gotta learn Dwarf Fortress one of these days. I think we're ready to unpause. Actually, no, before we do, let's manage the outfits a little bit. So we're gonna go, Marinary, you're a combat specialist, so we're going worker, worker, soldier. And we're gonna edit these outfits a little bit. So this is basically telling our people what they're allowed to wear. We can make as many of these templates as we'd like. I just don't want people who are gonna be like working like just in the farm all day to be wearing armor, slowing them down. Whereas that armor could be going to somebody who's out hunting or on the front line shooting at somebody, you know? They're the ones who need the armor. And Marinary, you're the one who needs the armor. You're the only one of our team who's a good shot, and you're a fantastic shot. That's why we're giving you the bolt action rifle. It's a pretty accurate gun. Definitely the most accurate one we have so far. Wow, 73 viewers. I'm happy you guys are enjoying this so much. Man, if I keep this shit up for a month, if I get my average viewer count over 30 days to 75 or above, that's a fucking partnership. Then you guys will always have transcoding options, and I can start streaming this thing at 4 times the quality, and you can just pick whatever quality works for your internet speed. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna switch it later so that they can't wear bad quality clothing, but I'm gonna wait until we're producing our own clothing so that we can always make sure we have good stuff. Also, for now, no drugs, not even social drugs. We don't have any drugs on us right now, but in early game, we're probably gonna wanna hold on to drugs for selling. So for now, sorry, you can't smoke any of the smoke leaf. I think that's what the weed analogous thing is called in this game. Or drink any of the alcohol. I believe those are the only two that are considered social drugs, because things above that get pretty like hard drugs fast. All right, you can grab all that. So Konktonk, what are you doing? You're wandering. You're hauling wood to blueprints. Okay, I want you to immediately prioritize hauling so you carry more of it. You are hauling food and you are digging at granite. That's really not a high priority for me. I'd rather you haul more food, yeah. There, I want them to bring the food to where we're going just so they can get quick meals. No smoke leaf, not yet. We are gonna be making smoke leaf later. Because smoke leaf is pretty useful for keeping people happy with pretty small debuffs. All right, they're already bringing some food over. Marinary is already sweeping dirt off dirt. A strong start for Marinary. And let's speed up the game a little bit. Conk Donk doing the smart thing. He's immediately starting to work on the walls so we have somewhere to sleep tonight. Mushrooms is vomiting. Why? Cryo sleep sickness, because we just came out of cryo sleep during the crash landing. They're gonna vomit a little. And Mushrooms is working on cutting the trees down on the inside. That's smart. It gets us a wood source close by. As well as getting rid of the trees so we can, you know, sleep in here for the night. So yeah.